Hi, hello, welcome back to my podcast. And this time we're doing an audio podcast on request of my dear friend Ashvitha Singh. Hi, Ashu.
Hi, Anuker. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Great. Doing well.
So, you and I, we went to same college for 3 years.
Yes.
2 years or 3 years?
2 years, you could say.
For you, 2 years. And so we have studied for 2 years together. And I've never spoke to you. I don't even remember our conversations in college. But it's been 6 months. It's been 6 months since you have moved to Canada.
Yes. I mean, back in India, it was just like a formal conversation about hi, hello.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
here today, we are doing a podcast together. So, yeah, things change.
Things absolutely changed and for good. I mean, I've understood you much better here. I think it's also because of we had a closer friendship circle. And also the way we reintroduced ourselves to each other was very different.
Yeah, true.
And the circumstances were different.
Yeah.
So we had to get along instead of saying in India it was a choice.
Yeah.
But here we had to get along.
We didn't have a choice here.
Exactly. So, yeah, talking about the friendships on the same subject. It's been 6 months for you. Did you make any new friends?
I cannot say I made new friends, but I met new people, definitely for sure. I don't know if I can consider them as friends. But I believe coming here and having a great set of friends back home, finding the same kind of people here is very difficult. Because, you already have this kind of relationship with friends back home. And it's natural to expect that, you want this kind of friendships here also. But it takes time to build a relationship. So my friendships with people I already know here, like you and couple of them, it has definitely grown. But then meeting new people, it's a different experience, but I can't say that it's a great friendship, but it can lead to a great friendship. Yeah.
Good. So, yeah, I mean, definitely the friendships that we've built back in India is much different than the friendships that we built here.
Yeah.
It's because I think we are in a different age group at the moment. And we have different ideas about life. We get connected to different stuff from what we used to do back home. And also talking about that on the same subject, are you still in touch with any of your friends from back home?
Yeah, definitely, like 110%, I could say. I mean, it's not just about once in a while. I don't have a conversation like that. We share reels on Instagram these days. I guess that is one kind of
that's an effective communication tool.
To be honest. It's not just about sharing memes or reels. It is more also like a 1 or 2 minute conversation where we give each other a life update. And I also believe that there it was more of like a group of friendship. But as I've come here in the last 6 months, I've seen that the friendship has grown individually.
Exactly.
Person,
Yeah.
In a group call, it is different, and the equation with each person has outgrown and also very differently. So yeah, it is great. A different thing. Sometimes when I think about it, it's like, oh, I made this good friends back home. I didn't realize.
Exactly. You don't. I mean, there is a saying that you don't realize until you lose them.
Yeah.
So exactly. I mean, I have made some really good friends back home, and I'm lucky about it. And also, I've seen that there is a huge graph of change in the equation with every one of them individually and as a group.
Yes, true.
And I mean, they have changed as persons during the last 3.5 years that I've been here. And I have changed as a person. My priorities changed. Their priorities changed. I'm pretty, and I'm not telling that I'm still still have the same equation with every single one of them.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the ones that I have good equation with right now, I think it's amazing.
Yeah. It's more like, you could say it has reached another level of friendship with the people whom you were already close to.
Yes.
Like, for example, here I have a friend, like we were friends from like grade 3. We were always close, but then she moved to the US 3 years back. When I was in India, she was busy with her masters. I was busy with my work. And here we are mostly long distancing friendship, but we are always connected to each other. We are still apart, but still connected, right? The friendship, it was definitely close, but I guess it's got a little more deeper after we are away from each other, and we both can relate to each other. because we both are staying apart from family. But at the same time, I can also relate to my friends back home who are in India, because the problems are similar to everybody. The situations and circumstances are similar to everybody. The only difference is the struggles here are different, there are different. Here we struggle about career settlement and finding new people. There they're struggling about trying to maintain the friendship with the people there.
Exactly. Oh, it's funny that you mentioned. I've never thought about it that way. Yeah, I mean, also talking about the long distance thing that you said. Do you actually feel the FOMO, the fear of missing out thing after coming here? Because I do a lot. I absolutely do a lot. Until like one of our friend recently came here, and then until she came here, I was like, they had a lot of parties. I was like, what were you guys doing when I was in India? There is no parties or nothing of that sort. And once I moved out, all you guys are meeting every single week or every other day, and then meeting up, you're going out, you're doing a lot of other stuff. I had so much of FOMO in past years that I've had in my whole life.
Oh yeah, I get it. FOMO feeling, I definitely get this feeling, but yeah, I had an amazing year back in 2022 because I had like this group. We just planned in the midnight and early morning we would take a train, a bus, or like we just went traveling. I mean, I could say 6 to 7 months we were just traveling or partying at one of our friends' place or something. We were just too much like a group. And now coming here, leaving all those things, I definitely have this feeling of, shit, I miss these people. Like, because I also remember I'm here. We, like, back in India, it was like friendships were more. We would sit together, chill together, boost together, and then just get lost and sleep there. But here it is more like you're in your room, everyone's done the party, and then you just get into separate ways.
I mean, even the friendships also, in India, the way we treat a friend is much different than we treat her. There is a boundary, exactly, that you have. And I've never seen that in India.
Yeah.
And I've had friends in India who respected my privacy and everything, but still, there is a to a level. There is no boundary, with friendships in India, because at the end you all go out every single day, you meet every single day. There is a lot of stuff happening.
Yeah.
But here it's different.
Yeah.
I've understood the friendships are very different here.
It is about boundaries and also about personal space, because I remember we were just chilling back home. I mean, here in Canada, I was chilling with few of my friends, and then everyone had a beer. We were just chilling, and it was like past bedtime, and everyone just went into their rooms. And suddenly I was like, is it done? Like, I never had this kind of experience, because let it be early morning, 4 o'clock or 8 o'clock, we would still sit and chat with each other, having fun, and we never felt the feeling of going back home or going to sleep, right? But here I'm like, that was like a very shocking experience for me personally, because I just called up my friend saying like, dude, like, why did I come here? Like, is this how adulting means? This is what friendships mean here. But over a period of time, in 5-6 months, I've learned that things are different back there and here.
Yeah.
Everything has its own pros and cons. But yeah, it is good. I definitely wish to have my gang here, like how I had back home.
Yeah. I mean, also, on the same subject of FOMO, I also missed out on a lot of my friends, not close ones, but the friends and friends of friends getting married.
Oh, yeah.
And then me not being able to be there, attending those stuff, and then just watching it made me feel really strange. Because when I was in India, I used to go for these functions and all this stuff. I mean, it was different back then. I think 4 years back, it was my friends' brothers and sisters getting married.
Yeah, and now our friends
our friends are getting married. How weird is that?
I know. I get this, because one of my friends recently got married. I see all my gang being there. I might not be extremely that close to them, but still, you have this feeling when you look at the story, shit, why did they get married when
you are here?
When I'm here? They should have got married 6 months back, right? I could have been attending the wedding, like all glammed up pictures, having fun in Sangeet Mehendi. It definitely has a FOMO. Leave about friends, like my cousin recently got married, right? I was attending all the wedding functions virtually. So there was this Sangeet function and I was virtually having my own Sangeet in my room.
It was very weird. I mean, I've always heard about it. When I was in India, I had a lot of most of my dad's cousins are in US. So whenever we used to have fun, they used to call and they used to be like, why are they even calling this? It's very weird. They're not here. It's their problem. Why are they being here? But now that I am here and I see my family going out and my friends going to weddings and everything, it feels so bad.
You relate to them, right?
Exactly. And also not just the people that I know, I think a lot of my friends are also getting married these days who are of the same age. And it always came as a shock to me rather than being a surprise. That, dude, like how?
Yeah, I know.
And I are of same age. You are okay to get married, have a life partner and move on to next phase of your life.
I know.
And you're still wondering, will I be able to pay my next month rent?
Yeah.
Should I buy this sneakers or it's too expensive for me?
I mean, leave about the rent. We are not able to decide what we have to cook tomorrow.
That was the biggest decision that I had to make during adulting. I think understand what adulting is once you and figure out what you have to cook.
What you have to cook, right? Yeah, right. Yeah, I get that. I mean, I have this feeling that I'm unable to decide what I need to cook or what time I need to wake up tomorrow to go to work or college. And here people are settling, finding a partner, getting married and settling at, similar age. And here we're still figuring out, if I have to spend this, I need to save this.
Yes. Like, not just in a financial, I do know that financially it's a very big decision to get married.
Definitely.
I've never realized all my life, but now that I think of having a partner is not just about being in that stage emotionally. As important as it is for someone to be in that, place where you are okay to welcome another person into a life emotionally, you should also be okay to welcome another person financially. Yeah, understand now that mostly wife and husband, both of them are working.
Yeah.
And people think, if you marry, you get another person working and income coming, but it doesn't work that way.
I get that because, my perspective towards money was very different when I was in India. 6 months here, my perspective towards money and finding a person, it's not only about money, I feel. When I just look around people here and the experiences I've had here with people or general, my work or college stuff also, I feel you need to understand how you have to budget the money. Though two people are earning immense and good amount of money, but still it is also important how you budget your money and understand the things around money.
Exactly.
And also you understand, because we being here alone doing things independently, suddenly someone comes into your life.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So your equation is going to change a lot emotionally and mentally. So you also, it's important to understand if that person is accepting you in every possible way and you are also ready to compromise the same way.
Exactly.
So for, I guess, people here, for us, marriage is not only about settlement. It is about, when you go out shopping, you keep a budget, right?
Exactly.
That we need to put this thing. It's the same for us. So we put a list of, when we go grocery, we make a list and go, right?
Yeah.
So I guess finding a partner and settling is more about thinking of the list.
Yeah, that's an interesting way to put out. And the other factor is obviously the emotional.
Definitely, that plays a major role.
Major role, even back in India. So I have never dated any single person. And I always loved my personal space way too much.
Yeah.
And also, now that I see that all my friends are getting married or they're okay to the concept of getting married.
Yeah.
It just doesn't fit.
Yeah.
What? How can you how
I get that.
How are you emotionally in a place where you're okay to share your life with someone else with the rest of your life?
Yeah.
And I am here still thinking, okay, should I even consider dating at this point? I think I'm too young for it.
Yeah, I get that. I totally get that, because definitely everybody, all of us eventually want to end up marrying and having a partner. But the thought of dating is different and the thought of marrying and settling with someone is different, because it is a very huge decision.
Absolutely.
Back in India, it is more the families are connected. So you have this confidence that, okay, tomorrow if things are not going right, we have somebody to support. But here, you learn about yourself from the scratch, I believe.
Absolutely.
I learned a lot about myself after coming here, which I didn't know. Also, I had this thing, or I had this opinion or perspective back in India, but here when I come, things have changed a lot. So I'm learning a lot about myself. And in the process of learning about yourself and trying, at the same point, you try to understand the other person. You try to learn about another person. So it gives a lot of pressure on yourself, emotionally and mentally also. And then we are also trying to juggle too much into our life to settle down. So I guess, I mean, I definitely praise the people who are getting married, our friends. I mean, I'm very happy for them. But I also sometimes think about, like, how dude,
How are you in that place?
like, how did you come to a decision like that?
Exactly. Like, I mean, the funniest part is they're also our age.
Yeah.
Like some of them might be younger, like a year younger or a year older. No,
Doesn't, it's almost the same.
same age. And then how are you in that place where you're okay to get married?
Yeah.
Having both financial and emotional
Emotional confidence.
And here we are. I think it's also because most of the people who come abroad to study, you have to reinvent yourself. You have to start from scratch.
Yeah, true.
So if I was back in India, maybe I would have also been in that place. But
Maybe. Yeah, that is like how I said, I am learning a lot about myself now.
Exactly.
So now we are in a state where you are learning a lot about yourself, trying, see how it is, you are in your own process, and then suddenly you have to involve another person.
Yeah.
That person has to understand your process. That person might also be going to in their own process. You know, it is too much of things involved. And I guess we are not in that state right now. We will definitely come to the point. But I guess at this age, and me especially being a newcomer here, it's not easy. So to find someone, when I come to the marriage perspective, but about friends also, because I already have this notion that I have these amazing friends. So I'll always look out for people, the similar kind, right? So now for me, vibing or trying to find friends with a similar mindset is very difficult. So I am rather being alone and being happy with a group or one or two people I have, rather than going out with 101 people. The mindset is very important here, because the pressure is real here, I feel personally.
Absolutely, yeah.
Also, it's like you see other people, and when the vibe doesn't match, the mindset doesn't match, you start thinking about yourself from the scratch. So you come to step 5, you meet some kind of people who don't match your mentality or mindset.
You have to start from step 1 again.
You fall down to 0, right?
Yeah.
So growing that step till 5 again is difficult. So here I feel people choose to be alone in their own zone rather than involving into a set of group which is not their kind.
True.
Yeah.
True. And also, I mean, when we're talking about the emotional and this thing and how our friends are getting married, and how we are not even in that place of getting married. I mean, sometimes I feel like, there is also FOMO in here also, like, am I missing out on certain stuff that they are experiencing at the moment? But at the same time, most of the times, I think I'm pretty much happy where I am. In the place that I am, and and what I've built. Do you also have this feeling that, I know that you've recently moved here and are still trying to figure out and build and establish as a person. So do you still feel that stuff like, okay, fine, I know I'm starting from 0 and I'm reinventing myself and I'm happy about it? Or are you still in that FOMO stage, oh shit, I should have done that?
No, personally for me, I don't hold regrets in my life. For me, it's my personal thing. I take everything as an experience, let it be the worst experience or the best experience. I try to find a learning from that. Definitely. I'm happy that I'm getting my space here and I'm learning a lot about myself, which is helping me grow personally as a person as well, and also which is helping me personally and professionally.
True.
So I'm happy about that. And when you were talking about this missing out on friends, right? I feel back in India, we had this instant things of doing something and you just go. But here it is more about planning and time management, which was not back in India.
Absolutely.
You sit at 4 a.m. in the morning, you go for a drive at 5. But here, if you have to go for a drive at 5 o'clock, you need to plan your day prior, 24 hours prior. So here I'm learning more about time management and also how important it is, how important time it is, how to give that priority and respect other people's time. I don't think it was back in India.
No, I don't think it's just about the country, and I also it has to do a lot with our age right now.
Yeah.
I mean, before, when we're back in college, it's like, oh, fine, you're free in the evening, let's go. Let's catch up. Or, we're not free, just make some time for me and we'll go out or something like that. It was very spontaneous.
Yeah.
But here, it's different. Like, okay, fine, are you free this weekend? Oh, you're not free this weekend. What about next weekend? Oh, I'm not free next weekend.
Yeah.
So they're making plans ahead of month.
I
was thinking, okay, for next month, maybe we can plan this, but let's put a pin on it.
Yeah, I get that.
Because at that time, it's like a corporate meeting.
Yeah.
But I think, I'm really, I did not realize it until I just started talking, that how our friendships have changed. Evolved, exactly. And I don't know, I sometimes feel like this only happens because we are here. And when we are back in India, it wouldn't have been like that. But you should take, because you've come recently, so you have seen friendships in India much longer than I did.
Yeah, so like I said, till 2022, I had like this group. We would decide and just go on anywhere, everywhere. I had like a group equation. I had good relationships with everybody one-on-one as well, but it was more like a major group. So whenever we met or spoke to each other, it was more like a group interaction, right? And we just made a plan. So for example, I am calling, you call the other person, so 5 of us meet and make a group and sit. But here it is, we can't meet personally. It is more about one-on-one conversation. So,
Exactly.
Some days my friend will just call up and we have a conversation. Some days I call them up. So I feel here my friendship with individually, they have evolved a lot and grew a lot. So yeah, I like it. And I miss the whole group, but I'm also happy that my relationship with each person is growing in a very different way and in a positive way.
Yeah. And isn't it surprising to see how we're talking about all this complicated words of relationships and time management, everything now that we are here. But back in the, I've never heard anyone talk about it. At least not in my friend circle. I've never understood. We have never mentioned about respecting other people's time.
Yeah.
There's no concept of such.
No.
But once I came here, no one taught me all this.
You just learned
it, along the way.
Yeah.
But friendships are much different.
Yeah.
You have to understand and respect.
Yeah.
And they should also do the same.
Yeah.
And also, I think the tolerance level has also changed a lot.
Oh, a lot.
In India, like when back, not in India, it's not just for the country, but when 5 years back when I was in college, it was very different. It was like, if some person is being mean to me or not respecting my time or anything, I would still tolerate them. I had a couple of friends whom I tolerated for a really long time.
Yeah, I get that.
Really, really long time.
Yeah, I get that.
But now, I don't know if it's the age or it's a place or whatever it is. If someone's being disrespectful, or if someone's being, if I find that someone's not respecting the time the way I do, or if I don't feel that connection towards someone, I'm not wasting my time.
Yeah, I
because
get
I have a
that.
billion things to do.
I get that.
I would much rather find that 1 or 2 friends and stick with them rather than be with a group of people.
Yeah, I get that, because I feel this back in India, we had plenty of time. We didn't have responsibilities which were there with us, right? We didn't have a baggage of responsibilities back home. It was just your 8-hour shift, 1 hour with friends, 1 hour, whatever activity you have to do extra. And then you had a lot of time. So you didn't really value that time much. And I don't think there is anything to be blamed about or put. It is just the situations, I would suggest. I would say. Here I feel, now for example, to come here also it took me 2 or 3 hours for travel. So we respect that, we had to set this time to come here. We respect the timing because we know the commitments which we have. So we have to go back. We have a schedule here. Whereas in India, we didn't have a schedule because we always had somebody who was taking care of other things. Here you are the only person who has to take care of everything. So I feel we understand more about the privacy and also about the time. We respect the time more here.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
When I talk to my friends back home, they also understand that because all of us are in the working stage, right?
That's what, we are in a different stage back then. And different stage back now. So now that all of us got busier with lives. And we had less times, dedicated to our social life. I think we're making much wiser choices. Because we would much rather spend that very little time that we have with people who mean something to us.
Who try to help us grow.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. And not with someone that, oh fine. In college it was like, yeah, I think I feel like they're cool people. I just want to hang out.
It is just like, you wanted to pass your time back then,
Exactly.
but here you want to save your time.
Exactly. And I think that played a major role, and it has taught us
Yeah.
how friendships could change.
Yeah,
I've
definitely.
never ever thought that my idea towards friendship would be, because 5 years before I had no idea about friendship. I know that I have friends. It came naturally and organically to me. But now, after a point of time, I am very selective about the friends I make.
Oh, yeah, I get this. I totally relate to you because, till college or 1 or 2 years of our work life, we never had a thought of having this kind of friends or this kind of people in our life. We would be like, chalo yaar, chai peete.
Nice to us. Yeah, some are nice to us. We are nice.
We are nice to them.
That's it.
We are friends. Let's hang out. Yeah, let's hang out. Let's go for chai. Let's go for chai. It was that.
exactly.
But now here, if you see, I guess even you experienced this, someone you just meet in college or class, you'll be like, "Arey, let's hang out." You'll be like, yeah, sure, karte and all. And then only if you vibe with them, you want to invest the time. You would rather stay in your room alone than spending time with people you don't want to chill with.
Absolutely.
I guess that is what adulting also means, and also you understand the value of relationships and friendships more.
True. So yeah, I mean, it was really weird and also beautiful experience throughout. At least in my case, I've become close to some people. I've parted ways with a lot of people, and I think it's for good. And I think while you grow individually, or while you grow in general in terms of age, also you will make lesser friends.
Yeah.
At the same time, those lesser friends mean a lot to us.
Like quality is more than quantity.
Exactly. And for anyone to realize this, it will take time.
It will definitely take time. And it is like adulting is tough, and it is very important to have the right set of people who will help you grow in this stage.
Absolutely. I mean, you cannot stress enough about how important you have a good set of friends around you, because a good friends will definitely make you grow individually and also professionally. They will support you and encourage you for right things.
Right things, yeah.
But if you have the wrong set of people, you can completely destroy your life. I've seen people who are quite close to me destroy their life because of the wrong friendships they had.
Yeah.
And I have seen people who are very close to me who have, because of their good friendships that they had, that they maintain, they are doing so well.
So well, yeah, I get that. Like personally, the place I stay here in Canada is a little isolated and not that booming or happening like how it is here where you stay in Toronto. So for me, my place of staying there like happily is maybe because I have friends back home who are able to connect to me on a regular basis and trying to keep me in a proper headspace, right?
Exactly.
Otherwise, I am a person who's very outgoing, but after coming here, things have changed, I don't like socializing much, so I want to socialize with people who are good for my mental health and whom I can match with. Otherwise, I don't want to invest my time in them. I just don't want to pass my time. Like I said, I want to save my time. So I spend that 1 hour on call with my friends rather than going out with some people whom I'm not actually enjoying.
True.
So I also understand here after you come, you start valuing yourself more.
True.
You understand what personal space means. You start to understand how important one friendship or how important you are for yourself, right?
Exactly.
So I guess, for me in this 6 months, Canada has taught me how important I am for myself.
That's
fine. I mean, I guess you can relate to it, right?
Absolutely. I've had the same feeling. I've never valued or given importance to myself. I've always been a person who has put everyone else ahead of me. But 3 years and then the COVID has also affected all of our lives.
Yeah,
so
it has taught us a lot.
Yeah, it has shaped us into people that we have to be.
Yeah.
And I think it's for good.
Yeah. And I also feel, whatever we are today here in this mindset or whatever headspace we are, it comes down to all the experiences we hold it back home. And also here, personally. If all those things didn't happen to us, maybe we wouldn't have been here at this stage. So I'm grateful for having amazing friends. And I'm also grateful for people who were in my life, because if things didn't happen, like if things were smooth, I wouldn't have learned what is important, right? Only if things go wrong, you understand what is right. So yeah, I'm happy to have amazing friends here in Canada and as well as India. But God, I definitely miss them because last year was just fun traveling and just chilling, and now my life is completely opposite to that. Change. I enjoyed this phase, but I'm waiting to meet them when I go back to India. It's just going to be an amazing trip.
Let's hope things don't change in a very soon time, at least for you. And then when you go back, it's still the same.
Yeah. I mean, that is what, like I said, right? The equation has changed. We are all like grown-ups now who understand the space and also respect each other. So I don't think the equation will change. Maybe the situation timing might change where we might not meet. Like if I'm going for a 3-week vacation, I might meet them only a couple of times.
Exactly.
But my friendship with them will still be the same.
Exactly.
Like, the affection and the love and the care is going to be the same. Yeah.
True. So yeah, that's it. I think that was amazing talking to you about the friendships. I could also relive some of my traumas and then some of the good decisions and bad decisions that we've made along the life. And I think we should definitely catch up and then talk about more of such kind of topics.
Sure.
And with yes, I think that's it for now. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast. And yeah, if you want to go ahead and say something, please go ahead.
Yeah, guys. So please do follow, subscribe, and comment your opinions about friendships, I guess.
Yeah. And how many friends you have lost and how many friends you have gained.
The journey of friendship, you could say.
Exactly. And I think we should call the episode also that the journey of friendships.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah.
So stay tuned, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.